All right, I'm now being joined by special correspondent Idris Loan, who will be joining me from Srinagar. Idris, again, there is, in the press briefing, we heard of the names of Udhampur, Pathankot, and of course, the increase in deployments that Pakistan is now doing along the LoC. That is again something that was mentioned, and the drones and constant shelling at the LoC, Kupwara, Poonch, Baramulla, Rajouri, names that we have been reporting on and what is happening in these regions in several days now, of course. In the latest, anything further that you share with us?
Well, Shivan, 5 people have been killed so far in the shelling that has been going on across the line of control and international border, especially in Jammu's Poonch and Akhnoor sector. We've seen Pakistan resorting to heavy mortar shelling as well as drone attacks near the line of control, also in the Jammu city. There's been a lot of damage to the properties as well. And what we've heard from the government authorities that in the 5 people that have been killed include women and children. A 2-year-old boy also has been killed in the shelling that has been carried out by Pakistan continuously. In the last 3 days now, Shivan, continuous ceasefire violations from the Pakistani side on the line of control and international border. And today as well, we saw that Pakistan Army was not only launching these drones and missiles towards Jammu and Kashmir, but also carrying out heavy mortar shelling at the same time, basically trying to engage Indian security forces at every nook and corner. But all of these attacks have been thwarted, have been foiled by the Indian security forces, but the civilian population that is being targeted by the Pakistani army is bearing the brunt. There has been damage and destruction to the properties of a lot of people who live close to the line of control. We also saw among the 5 people, the ADDC of Rajouri district was also injured, and he later succumbed to his injuries in the hospital. We also saw how Umar Abdullah has been reaching out to the victims of the ceasefire violations. He's visited the injured in the hospital from the Poonch sector. He also went to the house of the ADDC. He said he was in a meeting, video conferencing meeting with him yesterday, because ADDC was responsible for the victims who were being brought to the hospitals and also given shelter at safer places, especially to the people who live close to the line of control. So a civilian population who are living very close to the line of control and international border are bearing the brunt of these continuous attacks from across the border.
Idris, along with that, the Foreign Secretary mentioned this very categorically, that essentially in Jammu and Kashmir, and which is more relevant to what I would like to ask you, and also he also mentioned Punjab, that is where Pakistan is really trying to infuse a narrative and trying to sow seeds of discord so that there is certain amount of unrest within India. Now, India and anything that you've picked up from people around you, how are people looking at these developments? It's a very tough and a difficult time for anyone who's there dealing with these kind of shellings coming in from Pakistan and the escalations that Pakistan is doing on an hourly basis here that we are seeing. But the reactions you picked up.
Well, absolutely, Shivan. There's a lot of tension among the people of Jammu and Kashmir at the time. The whole of Srinagar, Udhampur, Poonch basically woke up to loud bangs, loud blasts that were carried out by the Pakistan army. There were drone attacks that were done at different locations, especially in Srinagar as well as in Udhampur and Poonch. And that is how people woke up in the morning. And since then, people, although have been advised not to venture out of their houses, be at safer places, especially the ones who live close to the line of control and international border. But we've also seen in Srinagar right now, Shivan, there's very less movement. People who really have emergencies are getting out of their houses. Otherwise, we don't see many people out on the streets. There's hardly any traffic on the roads as well. We also saw that is still not been confirmed whether it was a shell from a missile or a drone. It fell in one of the areas in Srinagar in Lasjan, and there was a lot of panic in that area as well. Now, security forces completely cordoned off that area and the debris has been picked up for investigation. But there has been panic all across Jammu and Kashmir during the night because of the blackout and also with the big bangs that they heard early in the morning.
What's a regular day looking like there in Idris? You have been out and you have been out on the streets ever since these escalations have happened from the Pakistani side. You've been reporting morning, day, night. But what's a regular day looking for everyone else? As you mentioned that people have been advised to stay inside, minimal traffic on the roads. Anything further that you can tell us about how people are going about their daily lives right now in the midst of these heightened tensions?
Well, Shivan, authorities have already closed down all educational institutions, which includes the schools, colleges, as well as the university. All the exams that were to be held in the last 3 days have been postponed till further orders. So that is one thing that is taken care by the government, that all the children have been, all the schools have been shut, and that's why they are home. We see a lot of, there's no commercial activity also happening at a large scale. We are also seeing the busy markets like Lal Chowk and other markets in Srinagar are not really seeing a lot of rush. People are not coming out of their homes because there is a lot of scare among the people, especially after the blast that they've heard in the early in the morning. People are obviously attached to the social media, and authorities have been advising people to stay indoors and to stay at safer places, and also not in the topmost floors of their buildings but the ground floors. There's a lot of rumor mongering also happening all across Jammu and Kashmir on the social media, and people have been advised not to pay any heed to that as well. While as there should be no panic, the government has been asking time and again people not to panic because the security forces are doing their jobs. All the attacks, especially the drone and missile ones, have been thwarted by the air defense system.
Yes.
So people need not to worry and not to panic. That's what the government has been messaging people since morning in every district of Jammu and Kashmir.
Idris, thanks so much. All right, we'll stay in touch with you to get us the latest. I'll come back to you in a bit.